And now this is going to be our dragon hat. It's based loosely on the alligator hat that we just did. So you'll see some similarities in it, but there's a few things that are going to change. I've got a white 160, and just like I did for the alligator, I've got a little bit of extra nozzle on the end, and I've inflated this with about 4 inches left on the end. I've got a gray 260 with about 4 inches left on the end of it. Then I've got 4 fashion green 260s, all with about a 3 to 4 inch tail left on the end of those. So we're going to start with one of our fashion green. And just like we did for our gator, we're going to make our bottom jaw, so about a 2-inch bubble, half-inch bubble, and a pinch twist. Got a 5-inch bubble for the bottom jaw, half-inch bubble, and a pinch twist. 1.5-inch bubble across, half-inch bubble, pinch twist. And then we're going to come back across, same size as that one again, just like for the other. And then with a half-inch bubble and a pinch twist. Now we need another bubble the same size as this first one we started with. So bubble there, make a half-inch bubble, pinch twist that one, and then we're going to come across what would be about the size of their forehead. Usually about 4 to 5 inches is good. And then we're going to make another half-inch bubble, pinch twist, secure that in there, and then we're going to pop this excess off again. Secure that in there nicely. And of course, as before, there's our bottom jaw. Now we're going to take another one of our fashion greens, and what we're going to do with this one is going to start by making about a 5 to 6 inch loop twist, just like that. And then we're going to twist that into one of these pinch twists here on the side. Like that one. Now we're going to take and measure the person's head, coming around to the other side. Twist it into that. And then we're going to make another loop twist just like the other one. There we go. And twist that into that pinch twist where we're ending out there. So now we've got our bottom jaw, and as you can tell, this is going to have a little different eye sockets. These are going to be the eye sockets for our dragon up here. His eyes are going to be different from the gator, so that's one of the points where he's different. The next point comes as we make our top jaw. What we're going to do with it, again, we're going to twist into one of these pinch twists on the top of there, of the bottom jaw, where we now have our eye sockets. So grab the knot in, twist it into one of those pinch twists, just like that. Now we're going to come out and make our top jaw. Again, I'll make it just slightly longer than the bottom jaw. Make a pinch twist. And now instead of going straight across with that 1.5 inches, what I need to do here is that bubble is going to be divided because you're going to connect a piece coming up off of that in a moment. So instead of an 1.5 inch bubble like we did for our gator, make a little small, about a 3/4 inch bubble, and then make another one about the same size, and make that second one a pinch twist. And now we're ready to reverse and go the other way. So what we're going to do is another bubble that size, and then our pinch twist, and then back up to the jaw. So make another small bubble. Another one. That one now becomes a pinch twist. So we should have on the end here, just to make sure we've got this right, we've got our first bubble that came out, we've got a pinch twist, a small 3/4 inch bubble here, you can see that better, another pinch twist, another small 3/4 inch bubble, and a third pinch twist. So we've got 3 pinch twists and 2 small bubbles out of the end of our dragon's nose. Now we're going to come back, measure the rest of our other side of our top jaw, come back and twist into the other side at the base of the other eye socket. Then we're going to come across, because we're going to have a connector again that's going to come up across his nose and the back of his head. We're going to do like we did for our for our alligator. You want to come up with a bubble that's about half of that, or maybe just a hair more, and then another one, but we need that a little longer. This one is about 3/4 the length of that forehead. And then another one the same size. We want that right up just a little bit. And then connect into the other side of the base of that eye socket there. Just like that, and pop the rest of this off. Secure that loose end. So now we've got bottom jaw, top jaw with the added pinch twist in the middle, eye sockets, and this will be across the top of his forehead. Now we're going to take our last fashion green, and what we'll do with it, that pinch twist that we put in the middle of the front of his upper jaw, we're going to start by twisting into that. Put the nozzle into this last balloon. And then you want a bubble that's going to come back up and meet up at the middle of his forehead up here. So measure so that it comes there. And then I'm going to take that, poke it right through that triangle we made there. Go around once, and I'm going to poke it through again just to secure it. Now, before we proceed, we're going to need to put a point in the middle of the back of this to connect to in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and find the middle of that headband that holds it onto his head. Twist a point there. Now, we're going to need a series of bubbles, basically sausage links. And what we want to do is make about 2-inch bubbles. And generally about 4 will work. About like that. Because we want it to kind of rise up over the head. So you're going to make 4 bubbles just going across the top of his head like that, and then come to the back and twist that in. And now what you can do if you want, and I'll do this a lot, it makes it a little extra cute. You can either take this off, or go ahead and put a pinch twist here on the back. And you can leave them, if you want, leave that sticking out the back to give your dragon head a bit of a tail. I'm going to go ahead and pop it off now just because it gets in the way in this video. That just gives you an extra option that you can play with if you like. So there we've got that. Now we're going to take our gray 260. What we're going to do here is grab your knot end, and we're at the top of his forehead between his eyes. We're going to want to twist that into there. So just grab it and kind of weave it around there a couple of times to make sure that it's locked in. And now this gray is going to make a series of spikes coming up to give him a ridge of spines on his head. So make about a 2.5-inch bubble, and we'll make another bubble the same size. And then we're going to make a little small 1/2-inch bubble, make that a pinch twist, and then run that through his head to bring that pinch twist down to connect right there. And that pinch twist is going to help it stand upright, otherwise it would want to wobble back and forth. And then we're just going to repeat that process all the way till we get to the back here. So another bubble, about the same size. Another pinch twist, so you've got your series of 2 bubbles in your pinch twist, and again, lock it into one of those sausage links on the top of his head, just like that. And another one. There we go. And then a final one, and obviously, because we already have a pinch twist here, we won't need the extra pinch twist. I'll just make your 2 bubbles and come down and connect to that last pinch twist that's already on the back of the dragon's head, and then pop this excess off. And secure that loose end, and now our dragon has a row of spines across the top of his head. Makes him look a little more intimidating than the alligator did. Sometimes they'll want to drip off to one side or the other, not a huge deal. Kind of straighten them up a little bit there real quick. Now we're going to take our white 160, and we're going to make his eyes. And obviously, unlike the dragon where his eyes were connected, these are going to be 2 separate eyes. Gives him a little bit different look. These are going to be his eye sockets, so what you want to do, take your 160 and measure so that you're going to get a bubble that's going to be about the size of that opening there. So it'll fit nicely up in there. And now we're going to take and pop the rest of this off. But what we're going to want to do when we do this, I've got a short bubble. This is going to be my cut point here. This would be so I can tie this. I don't need a long one there, but I'll need a long one again on this one, so I'm going to go out about 3 to 4 inches on there, so that when I cut it and let the air out for my tie point, I've got another long tail piece like I had over here, because we'll need that in a minute. And then tie this end off. And I'm going to go ahead and measure for my other eye, make them the same size. And then again, when we pop that off, we want to keep the rest, because this will become its teeth. So make sure you keep the rest of that white 160 there. Tie that off. These are going to be his 2 eyes, and what we'll do with these, take one of them, and you've got a short little end piece and then a long, so you want to take the little short end piece and twist it at the base of his eye. Twist it around several times to keep it in place. Now we're going to take the white bubble, tuck it up inside of his eye a little bit, and this is where that long tail piece comes in. We're going to come around to the back, grab that long tail piece and bring it back down and twist it into that pinch twist at the base of his eye a time or two to secure it. And then that will help hold his eye in that socket. Of course, you could do just a locking twist that would have 2 white bubbles, but then when you look at the back, you've got that really obvious. This keeps you from having that second reverse eye on the back side. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So take the short end, twist it into the base of the eye socket, tuck the white bubble inside, come around to the back and grab your tail end there, and twist it in around that pinch twist a time or 2. And now our dragon has some somewhat sinister looking eyes out on the end of his head there. Stand up straighter. And now with what we have left of the white, we're going to make teeth, just like we did in our alligator. So, make a little bubble. I'll make these a little longer. There we go. 2-inch bubble there. Hook it into one of those pinch twists in the front of his snout, and make a couple of bubbles to cross over. Connect that other pinch twist on the other side of the top, and then we'll make another tooth the same size as that one. Popping this off, remembering to keep it inflated because he'll want bottom teeth as well. Just like that. There's top teeth. Now some bottom teeth. Same principle, twist a bubble into a pinch twist, pair of bubbles going across to the other pinch twist, pop that bubble off, tie that, and if I went a little fast, that's because we just did it on the dragon. So if you miss some of that, you can either use your slow feature on your DVD player, or go back and watch the alligator. Let me clean these teeth up a little bit here. Give him some eyes. And there we have our dragon head.